Hello friends, welcome back again. So today we are going to learn what is dam, its different types and the site selection criteria for the construction of proposed dam. So a dam is defined as an obstruction or barrier constructed across a stream or river for various purposes such as irrigation, flood control, hydraulic power generation, etc. So, a structure which is constructed to store the water or to obstruct the flow of water during heavy rainfall or excessive runoff is there, that structure is known as dam. So, the basic types of the dams are divided into as per their purposes. First one is that according to use. According to use, there are three different types of the dam: storage dam, divergent dam, and detention dam. The first one is storage dam. Storage dams are constructed to store water during the period of surplus water supply to be used later during the period of deficient water supply. So the storage, the purpose of storage dam is to store the water during the surplus water supply period or the period of excessive amount of water, and later on, during the period of deficient water supply, this water stored in the dam can be used as per the need. It can be used for various purposes such as irrigation, water supply, power generation, etc. For example, gravity dam, earthen dam, arch dam, and Wago dam. These all examples are the storage dams. Second one is divergent dam. A divergent dam is defined as the dam which is constructed to divert water from perennial river to the channel is known as divergent dam. So the basic purpose of the divergent dam is to divert the water from perennial river to the channel. So the examples of the divergent dam are weir or barrages. Third one is detention dam. The detention dam is constructed to detain the flood water temporarily so as to reduce the flood runoff and to minimize the sudden bad effect of flood. So the basic purpose of detention dam is to detain the flood water temporarily to reduce the effect of flood. Second one is according to hydraulic design. So according to hydraulic design, there are two different types of the dam: overflow dam and non-overflow dam. First one is overflow dam. Overflow dam, which is designed to carry surplus discharge over its crest. The material which is used for construction should not be eroded by flowing water. This type of dam is often called as a spillway dam. So the overflow dam is that dam which allows the flow of water over its crest is known as overflow dam, and the material used for the construction of the overflow dam should be such that it should not get eroded by the flowing water. Second one is non-overflow dam, a dam which do not allow the surplus water to overflow over its crest. So in non-overflow dam, the surplus water is not allowed to flow over its crest. It can be built on any material such as concrete, masonry, earth, timber, etc. Third one is according to material of construction. So according to material of construction, there are also two types of dam: rigid dam and non-rigid dam. First one is rigid dam. A dam which is constructed using rigid material such as masonry, concrete, steel, timber, etc. Such a type of dam is known as rigid dam. So the examples of the rigid dam are solid masonry or gravity dam, Khadakwasla Dam in Maharashtra made up of stone masonry, Bhakranangal Dam in Punjab made up of concrete. Third one is gravity dam. Fourth one is arch dam. Fifth one is steel dam. Steel dams are not used for major works. Sixth one is timber dam, a temporary structure constructed when water depth is about 10 meter and timber is available in the excessive quantity. The lifespan of timber dam is short and it requires regular maintenance. Second one is non-rigid dam, a dam which is constructed of non-rigid material such as earth or rock fill. So, a dam which is constructed of non-rigid material is known as non-rigid dam, and the example of non-rigid dams are Rockfill Dam and Earthen Dam. So now we are going to discuss the site selection criteria for a dam. Before selecting the site for proposed dam, we must have to take care or we must have to visit the site and know about what is the standard criteria for the selection of site for the construction of a dam. So first thing we have to notice there is that suitable type of foundation should be available at reasonable depth and the selected site of the proposed dam. So the foundation, suitable type of foundation should be available at reasonable depth. Second thing is that for economy, the length of the dam should be as small as possible and for given height, it should store the maximum volume of water. So for economy, the maximum water should be stored for a given height in the dam. Third one is that spillways should be available in near vicinity. Spillways are provided for the purpose when there is excessive amount of water or excessive water is there in the dam, then the surplus water is allowed to flow over by the way of spills or spillways. Fourth one is that the dam site should be easily accessible from nearby road or rail line for transportation of men and material. So this is very important thing. Fifth one is that the submergence of the valuable land and property of the upstream side due to the formation of the reservoir should be kept minimum. This is very important thing is that submergence of the valuable land and property should be kept as minimum as possible. The proposed reward should not carry large amount of sediments as the sediments affect on the dam quality and it will reduce the lifespan of the dam also. So large amount of sediment should be avoided. Seventh thing is that the general bed level of the dam site should preferably higher than that of the river basin. So as the river basin, it should be at the lower height and the general bed level should be at the higher height. The basin should be watertight and free from cracks and fissures to avoid the percolation losses. So construction of dam is very important. While constructing or selecting the site, we must have to keep in mind that there should not be any type of percolation losses, or if there are losses, they should be in a limited quantity, because as the percolation exceeds, then there will be chances of the deterioration of the retaining wall, so it will damage the our proposed dam. The next thing is that material required for construction should be available locally to reduce the cost of transportation. So this is also very important thing we have to keep in mind. The environment near the site should be clean and hygienic, and the cost of construction should be minimum and maximum benefit to the society, as the cost of construction should be kept a minimum and it should provide maximum benefit to the society. Thank you.